Hello. Hello fellow language learning nerds, welcome to a new video. A video which is, I'll be honest, full of bits. Bitty bits. It's a bitty bits episode. Is that a thing? I'm making it up as I go along. I'm calling today a bitty bit episode because there's like a bunch of little bits of things to do with Japanese that kind of don't warrant their own video by themselves. So I'm going to put them in here and talk about little tiny bits of Japanese. It's very random, but yeah, that's what I'm doing today. Also, another reason why I'm doing this bitty bit episode, as you can see, I am still in cozy mode. I have not properly gotten ready for the day. Later on I will get ready because today is my first day back to class. Yay! But I'm kind of putting off being a professional adult until later on in the day because last night I was up doing very, very important grown-up work. It was video games. I just played video games. So, first on the topic of random Japanese bits that have been happening recently is... I don't even know which one to pick first. No, I do. I do know which one to pick first because it's right in front of me. I had a very lovely colleague of mine pick up for me from her library that was doing a sale some Japanese books. Yeah, apparently they have a few Japanese books at her library and they were putting them on a sale, and so she just saw them and thought of me and was like, I don't know what these are about, but you do Japanese, so here you go. And that is one of the nicest things that someone has done for me. Just randomly picked up. I think she's done it once before as well with this one. I don't know if I've ever shown this one. I feel like I might have, I can't remember. But they're quite, one is like a business book. One is arts and communication in connection with healthcare, I think. And the other one is a book about the brain. So it's all very smart and intelligent books that are much too smart for me. But that's such a wonderful, lovely thing that she did for me, and it made me feel all warm and fuzzy inside. Speaking of work, I don't think I've ever shown this on the channel, and it's not really language related, but I have a work bag and it's Japanese inspired. Look how cute it is. Yeah! I told you this was going to be a bitty bit episode. Very random stuff. You know what I watched recently? Star Wars. This is not surprising to anyone who knows me personally because I've seen Star Wars 573 times probably. I haven't counted, but it feels like that many times. But I rewatched A New Hope the other day, and on Disney Plus they have it in Japanese. So I had it on in the background and I was listening away to Star Wars in Japanese, and I really enjoyed that. I think I should do that more. I already know that Disney Plus has like the MCU movies, all those Marvel movies, they have them, you can listen to them with the Japanese dub. And I think that's great, and I haven't taken advantage of that as much as I think I should have, because I really like the MCU and Marvel movies. And I really love Star Wars, so I really need to do that some more, I think. But yeah, I did Star Wars A New Hope the other day in Japanese, and that was really fun. I mentioned that I was going to class later today, so yes, that reminds me, as I was saying last week, in last week's video, I nearly said episode. It's not an episode, this isn't a series, it's just a random video. But last video, I mentioned that I was going to be doing my homework in preparation for class starting. Class starts later today. I've done my homework, I sent it off to my teacher, so that felt good to get all that done. But yeah, I really felt this time round there were some parts of the homework that I was like, yeah, no problem, doing that easy peasy, and there was others that was a lot more difficult. As usual, it's Japanese particles that drive me a little bit crazy, because I feel like every time I say a sentence, I'm like, Ginko ni e de oh, there's always like whenever you need a particle, it's like you spin a wheel and just see which particle it lands on, and you're gonna hope that it makes sense. But yeah, usually whenever we get given particle homework in Japanese, for Japanese class, it's usually the most difficult. It's just because it's just not something that we have in English as much, and it can be really important in Japanese because you use it. Until sometimes when you just don't use it. I remember one time in class, after a few years of like really learning which Japanese particles to use after which words and what they mean, and then we were doing lessons on casual Japanese, and then our teacher was like, yeah, we usually just don't use a lot of particles, we just drop them because they're not needed. And we were all just like, I felt a little bit like that trying to do the particle homework recently, but I did it, and hopefully I got most of them right, maybe? And also, last thing to do with class again is that I have kind of filled up my notebook that I use in class to take notes. So I grabbed some of the notebooks from here, where I usually keep my notebooks. As you can see, most of these ones here are blank and waiting for me to use. And I'm gonna pick some. I'm gonna pick one of these ones. Which one shall I pick? I've got this Monster Ink one, which I thought was really interesting. I've never seen that before. I picked all of these up in Japan, by the way, a few years back. But yeah, there's this one. There's this really cute one where everyone's eating donuts. I really like that one. And this one, I might not use this one, but this is so cute. I might save this one for another time, but it's Pikachu. Everybody loves Pikachu. He's eating a little pizza. He's Pikachu and a pizza. Pizza? I don't know. I think I'm gonna go with the Monster Ink one. I think. Yeah. I'm making that decision. That's what's happening. It's going in the notebook bag. I have a notebook bag. I have that. Notebooks. Which reminds me, I might do a video about my notebooks, the ones that I currently use, because I have multiple. I have like one for class, one for grammar reference, a mini version of that, and then another one for general practice. So it's like I'm using 4 notebooks. And so I figured maybe I might talk about that and why I do the process of my brain. Why do I do that? I don't know. I thought I might talk about that at a later date. But yeah, that is some of the random little bitty bits that have been going on. I got some books thanks to the kindness of my colleague. I got a new bag, watched Star Wars, yeah, random things like that. So thank you for joining me in my bitty chaos of random Japanese related stuff, and listen to me definitely ramble on this time. Are there any tiny little bitty bits of Japanese stuff that you've been doing? Like, because sometimes there's big important stuff like starting a course, or you know, you're starting online lessons, or you're starting an exchange conversation with someone that are much more big and important. And sometimes there are teeny tiny little things, like you read a sign that you couldn't read before, or you're buying new stationery for your language learning. You know, there's tiny little bits like that which I still take pleasure out of, you know. Like, I'm happy that I got to pick a new notebook and I got a new Japanese related bag and things like that. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to stop rambling now and I'll let you get on with the rest of your day. So yeah, all that's left for me to say is, may your grammar be structured and your vocabulary varied. Bye!